Yeah! 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 Yeah!
That's probably the first time the crowd reacted big to the LA Knight's Yeah movement. Whenever this guy's music hits, the crowd goes absolutely nuts. When you hear this man saying,
Let me talk to you!
the crowd says yeah after that. LA Knight is probably the most over guy in WWE right now. But how did WWE manage to create a star so organically even though he loses most of the time? This is the crazy rise of LA Knight in WWE. LA Knight's main roster run just began in the worst possible ways. He wouldn't have imagined this at all. On the 21st May 2022 edition of SmackDown Live, Max Dupree arrived on SmackDown and he announced that he is the CEO of the hottest modeling agency in town, Maximum Male Models. And yeah, it was awkward. For weeks we awaited his first client and finally it was revealed to be none other than
Marseille and Mansoir.
Man, he tried to make this gimmick work, but when Triple H took over in September, he made sure that Max Dupree was LA Knight again. So finally on September 30, after all those hints, Max Dupree cut ties with Marseille and Mansoir, and then the following week on October 7th, this happened.
What I'm not, Max. What I am, who I am, L.A. Knight. Yeah!
After becoming LA Knight, the first feud he entered was the Bray Wyatt feud, and we all know how that went. Now, Bray Wyatt was a star and people were firmly behind Bray Wyatt, and considering the amount of storytelling Bray Wyatt and WWE managed to tell, we all thought LA Knight would be a stepping stone for Bray Wyatt, but no one expected this. The rise of LA Knight actually began with the feud against Bray Wyatt. Although LA Knight lost that feud, he was one of the few guys who didn't change his character after losing against Bray Wyatt. LA Knight was able to turn it around, and actually at one point he had the crowd cheering for him in this feud. You may remember this.
Yeah! 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 Yeah!
So after the Bray Wyatt feud, I don't know what got into the WWE fans, but my god, LA Knight became over all of a sudden. It was really sudden, and LA Knight has pinpointed the exact time he felt that this is different. Check it out.
Back in March, we were in DC, Sheamus and Drew were in the ring, and then all of a sudden, that music hit, and I walked out, and I remember it just kind of hit me, and I was like, that's different.
Now, LA Knight is over, but he is facing a massive problem. LA Knight, despite being massively popular with the fans, has been involved in no storyline. So there have been a couple of feuds that have actually went nowhere for LA Knight, indicating that WWE was not keen enough to push LA Knight. LA Knight and Sheamus also had a couple of face-offs, and they had a match before SummerSlam, and at SummerSlam, LA Knight last eliminated Sheamus to win the Slim Jim Battle Royal. But can we call it a feud? I don't think so. He has this massive problem. WWE was not keen on pushing LA Knight to that next level, but WWE has found the solution to this massive problem LA Knight was facing. On the 7th August edition of Monday Night Raw, LA Knight and The Miz faced off in the ring and traded shots at one another. Now, feuding against The Miz is just perfect for LA Knight. The Miz works as a heel and he sees a bit of himself in LA Knight. The Miz is brash, is unapologetic, and he is an amazing talker, if not one of the best talkers in the game. But whose game is it? It's LA Knight's game. and The Miz is going to be a stepping stone for LA Knight. If WWE can't push LA Knight now, they won't push him ever again, and WWE fans are fickle anyways, and The Miz was right when he said this.
You are a flavor of the month.
LA Knight is the buzz of the month, so if WWE doesn't capitalize on this massive popularity, then fans are going to soon forget him. But then we're talking about LA Knight. This guy oozes charisma, and whenever he comes up on camera, he will make sure that we as fans will keep our eyes on him. Every minute of that TV time he gets, he's making sure to use that. The yeah moment has just begun in my opinion, and I predict that LA Knight will become United States champion by the end of 2023. Preferably LA Knight should feud against The Miz for the next 2 pay-per-view cycles, because this right here has massive potential, and then by the end of November he should win the United States title. It would be better if the US title changes hands to someone who is more over and who is more deserving right now, and LA Knight is the perfect candidate to become the United States champion. Cause whose game is it?
With everybody saying, yeah.
This has been the crazy rise of LA Knight in WWE. To listen to the fully unedited version of this video, check out my new Wrestling Scenarios podcast on Spotify. Link is in the description. As usual, I am Hari from Wrestling Scenarios signing off, and I will see you guys in the next one.
Cause whose game is it? With everybody saying,